Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got a ton of new stuff to go over for the Indigo Disk DLC. Riddler-Ku has posted a load of new leaks about Kieran, new Pokemon. We also have new references to a brand new Johto game for next year or 2025. There's a lot of stuff to get into and break down today. So if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new for daily Pokemon content. Ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, we have this new post here from Riddler-Ku talking about Kieran. And he actually replied to a lot of things about it as well. As you can see, there's a lot of replies to people asking questions about it and stuff like that. But either way, we'll get onto that in a second. The main tweet is a picture of Kieran. And we have Riddler-Ku saying, "What will he snatch from you this time in Sudachi 2? By the way, he is fully armed." So, the first bit of this sentence, what will he snatch from you this time in Sudachi 2? So Sudachi 2 is of course the Indigo Disk. And the fact that he's saying what will he snatch from you this time, I'm assuming is regarding the legendary Pokemon. If you think back to the Teal Mask DLC, Kieran actually tried to snatch Ogerpon from us. And we had to battle him for it, we had to beat him, and then we took Ogerpon. But it was him trying to snatch it from us. Because he was like, no, I want Ogerpon, I'm gonna battle you for it. And obviously we beat him, but if he had beaten us, he would have taken the Ogerpon. So I'm assuming it's going to be something to do with either Terapagos or Dokutaro. I think it's more likely going to be Terapagos. So I think it's going to be like maybe us collecting Terapagos and then we battle Kieran. And then maybe it's like an unwinnable battle or something like that. Because he goes on to say, by the way, he is fully armed. So I don't think he's going to be rocking up with like a gun or anything like that. I think he's going to be rocking up with like a really powerful team. And again, at this point, I think that Dokutaro is still going to be controlling him. And so Dokutaro maybe powers up Kieran's team. And then that is why it becomes like an unwinnable battle. Maybe like something happens. Or like even if you've got like level 100s, it just something happens where it's like... let's say you're using like a Koraidon or something. It says like Koraidon's moves are ineffective and then it just like one-shots our whole team or something like that. And that is what he means by he's fully armed. And then because he beats us, he then takes the Terapagos. Because I'm assuming Dokutaro wants Terapagos in some way, shape or form, and he's using Kieran as like a puppet. So that's what my take on it is. As well as the fact that it's saying, you know, a new low for Kieran, says Ku. And a new low would literally be like him becoming like a new low is when you like sink even further. Like if you've done something bad, and then you do something even worse, it's you sinking to like a even lower. So that's what my guess is with that, especially because of the snatching thing. Again, it could be interpreted in many different ways. Let me know your thoughts about it as well. What do you think he means by this sentence? Because he then goes on to say, remember that comic strip. So the comic strip that he's actually referring to is this one here. So we have what seems to be Wally throwing a great ball at Kyogre and saying, darn it. So I'm assuming this is us trying to capture Kyogre, which in this case would be like Terapagos or Dokutaro or something like that, and us failing, and then it is Kieran popping up and then catching it instead. Or this could be like a reference to the Ogerpon where like we've got Kieran trying to catch it and he says, you know, obviously it didn't work, and then it's us catching it. But I think it's more likely going to be Indigo Disk because obviously he's saying refer to the comic strip. So I'm thinking this is us in the first part and we fail to catch Terapagos in some way, shape or form. Maybe we know we have to battle it as well because obviously it's been data mined, so maybe Kieran steals a Terapagos, uses Dokutaro's powers, unlocks this new battle state, and that's the battle state that we have to fight for Terapagos, because we know we have to fight it from the data mines. So that's what my kind of 2 cents on the situation is. That's what I believe happens. And I think that's what this comic strip is saying. But let me know what your thoughts on this are. Like, do you think it is going to be about Terapagos? Do you think it is going to be about Dokutaro and stuff like that? Because we have people here saying, you know, he's going to nab Dokutaro. Does Kieran generally catch the legendary? Like, I think he does. I think it would make for a better story if he does catch the legendary. And then we have to fight him. We have to, like... defeat Dokutaro, which will stop like the possession of Kieran from Dokutaro, and that will kind of like set him free, and then maybe we catch Dokutaro or something like that. I know, because obviously we're going to be able to catch Dokutaro in some way, shape or form. It's probably going to be post game, but yeah, I think there's a whole like mind control situation here as well. So let's go over everything else as well, because he's actually replied to a lot of comments about this in this whole thread. So we have Prisma Rex here saying Okie dokies vibe, no way, and then he says out of the context. I'm not really too sure what to read into that about. I don't know what he means by Okie dokies vibe. I'm assuming like power or something like that. So it's out of context. We actually have Lumio's post writing an unrelated question saying, unrelated kinda, but how would you rate the Dipplin evolution? Is it cool or disappointing? So we have Riddler-Q here basically confirming the evolution for Dipplin, which again we knew was a thing anyway, but he says it suits Kieran. So I'm assuming that because Kieran is going to be like very dark, mysterious, and just evil in this playthrough on the Indigo Disk, I'm assuming that it's going to also look evil as well. So Riddler-Q is here is not saying whether it like looks good or not. He's just saying that this Pokemon does suit Kieran. So it suits Kieran in the way that it's going to look really menacing and evil, which is what Kieran is going to be in the Indigo Disk, or it's going to be very shy and small like Kieran was in the Teal Mask. And then we say, we've got this post here by Anime saying, my boy Kieran about to become Dr. Octopus. He is the one who knocks. So he is the one who knocks is a reference to Breaking Bad. It is Heinsberg, you know, basically saying, you know, I am the one who knocks, like I'm the danger, if you haven't seen it. So that basically means that Kieran is the danger. He is the kind of like biggest like threat in the DLC, which is weird because I thought that Briar would be the one. But, I mean, like I say, it's a reference to Breaking Bad, you know, Heinsberg being like, he is the one who knocks, he is the one that brings the danger. So, Kieran is the one that brings the danger in the DLC. And then we have Jean here saying, I think he just means he's got a full team of level 80s. So this is where he's like fully armed, physically full armed. So it's not actually about his team. I don't know what it means by physically full armed. Like, that could literally mean, I have no idea what that means. Physically full armed. Like, I thought it was going to be about his team, but yeah, in fact this is actually a reference to that. So Okie Doki's vibe, no way, and where he's gonna be like really powerful, it says out of the context. So yeah, apparently Kieran is gonna be fully armed. I don't know what to make about that. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. And then also we have Jean here saying, let me guess, National Dex 1024. And we have Riddler-Q saying, I assume you are leaking something really important. So I believe the National Dex goes up to 1017, I want to say. I think that's it. So 1024 basically confirms 7 new Pokemon regardless. And it may be even more than that. But I'm guessing this is going to be about him trying to snatch National Dex number 1024, which very well could be Terrapagos. We have Paradox Entei, Paradox Terrakion to put in there. Obviously, Dokutara to put in there. Diplin's Evolution to put in there. Archaludon to put in there. So yeah, maybe 1024 is Terrapagos' Dex entry, and that is the Pokemon that it is trying to snatch. And then he goes on to say, but did he succeed? It's like the case of Schrodinger's cat. So, Schrodinger's cat as well, if you don't know what about this is basically a history lesson. So, Schrodinger's cat is a paradox where basically somebody put like a cat in a box, and then without checking the box, you wouldn't know if the cat is dead or alive. So, basically, it's just a mystery. Like, you just don't know. And so, with this situation, saying that it's like the case of Schrodinger's cat is basically saying, you know, you don't know whether he's succeeded or not. So maybe it ends on a cliffhanger or something, because the whole paradox of Schrodinger's cat is you just don't know. Like, it's a mystery. And so the fact that this person here is saying, did he succeed? You know, he's saying it's a mystery whether he succeeded or not. So I have no idea. I'm guessing it might be a cliffhanger, and it might actually go into Unova next year. If we are getting Unova games, which looks to be the case. Maybe it's a cliffhanger and we get more story about Kieran and stuff later on in Generation 5, which would be sick. But that's kind of all the information there about the whole Kieran leaks and everything like that. Like I say, really, really interesting stuff coming about Kieran, and it just makes the story look even better and better. Again, a lot of what I've just said is my personal opinion and my 2 cents. Again, it could be interpreted in many, many different ways. But at the same time, that is all of the latest stuff that he's kind of been posting about. I'm sure we'll get more. Like, he's posting so much stuff lately that I'm assuming there's going to be a trailer around the corner, because he's posted so much stuff about Dipplin, Kieran, everything like that. So I'm hoping that we get some new information about it all soon. But either way, that is all of the stuff for regarding the leaks for the Indigo Disk. Moving on, we of course have the Johto references as well. Now, this was taken from the new Detective Pikachu Returns game. I haven't played it. The reviews are shocking. It doesn't look like a great game. However, though, Pokemon are not strangers to popping in little hints and Easter eggs about upcoming games. So we have Pokesutami here saying, great find, there is a picture of Johto's bell tower on the TV cabinet of Tim's home in Detective Pikachu Returns. So yeah, we do have the bell tower here, which of course is very, very prominent in Pokemon Gold to do with Ho-Oh and stuff like that. And that can be seen in the background of a of Tim's house in Detective Pikachu Returns. And again, this by no way like confirms Generation 2 remakes or whatever. It's just interesting that there's multiple hints in Detective Pikachu Returns about Johto. So this is the first one there about the bell tower. And as well as that, We also have this one here as well from Light saying Golden Sunrise, Silver Waves, the Pokemon spoken in the legends. I love this hint about probably some future title names like Silver Waves and Golden Sunrise will be really cool names for Generation 2 remakes. Or they fit even perfectly for Paradox names. So yeah, we could get Golden Sunrise as Paradox Ho-Oh and Silver Waves as Paradox Lugia. It also drops as if the ocean were not a place you just casually visit. Do you imagine a Legends where the story takes place underwater? So yeah, a lot of Generation 2 hints here. And again, I'm still very much convinced we're going to get Generation 5 remakes next year. Or not remakes, but like some sort of game revolving around Generation 5. It's all but been confirmed, and I'm sure we'll get news about that in February. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting Generation 2 stuff as well. So I definitely think Gen 2 is right around the corner as well. We also have Soul Silverheart talking about this as well, saying, I know it's only been Unova talk for days, but I still haven't given up hope on a new Johto game on the horizon too. These paintings in Detective Pikachu Returns are so sus and beautiful. Both painting descriptions say they are Pokemon spoken of in Legends. That could just be because they are legendaries, but the way it reads sounds like they are talking about in a Legends game story. They also seem to give us great names that could easily be titles for a new Johto game. But that's not all. Scarlet and Violet and especially Kitakami were in full of Johto references. Billy and Oneir have gold and silver here, which of course is mostly a reference to them being glitterati rich, but could also be a hint. The flying travel screen changing from Squawkabilly to Noctowl is also very sus. Not to mention Yanma being the Kitakami mascot and there being tons of Johto Pokemon representation in Kitakami. All I'm saying is, depending on how you look at it, there's still a chance, I've always said, 2024 Generation 5 remakes, again, may not be Generation 5 remakes, could be Legends Unova, could be Black and White 3, could be Paradox Unova, whatever. 2025 being Legends Johto, 2026 being Generation 10, and obviously Walking Weight would be the Johto reference, and then Iron Leaves being Unova reference. But we'll see. Maybe it's all Gen 5 and Gen 9, and a Gen 2 game could come after Gen 10. It's fun to try and predict it either way, but I'm very much like convinced that it's going to be something like this as well. Like 2024, I think we can just write that off as Generation 5. We're going to get some form of Generation 5 next year. I've got a big video coming out about that very, very soon, where there's been a lot of leaks and speculation about it that we're going to cover. Like I say, I've already made that video. It'll be coming up soon. But yeah, that's all about the Gen 5 stuff next year, which basically confirms it's going to be happening. And then, yeah, I think we could be seeing Generation 2 in 2025, and then Gen 10 in 2026 makes sense, especially around the 30th anniversary and stuff like that. It makes sense for Gen 10 around that time. And then, yeah, it's very, very interesting, though. I would love to go back to Johto. Like, next year, whether it is Johto or Unova, again, very likely to be Unova. I'd be fine with either. I'm a massive fan of Johto, huge fan of Unova. I love both of those regions. But, yeah, interesting that we've had a few references and stuff like that. But either way, that is going to be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider hitting the like button down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It does really help out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on all of the latest leaks for the Indigo Disk. What do you think that he's going to snatch from us? What do you think it means by fully armed? And also, what do you think about all of these other things as well that he's kind of tweeted out about? Like I say, he was kind of on fire earlier in the week with all these different, like, leaks and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on all that. And as well as that, do you think we're going to be going back to Johto in the near future? But either way, subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bells, everything from me. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time, peace.